Hello there, and welcome to this quiet corner where curiosity gets cozy and science takes the scenic route to slumber. I'm so grateful you've found your way here tonight, wherever you are in this vast musical world of ours. Whether you're settling in for the night in New York, catching a peaceful moment in California, or anywhere else across this beautiful country, you've arrived at exactly the right time for something extraordinary. I'd love to know where you're listening from right now. Are you tucked under soft blankets in your bedroom, maybe with some gentle music playing in the background? Perhaps you're in your living room with the lights dimmed low, or driving through the quiet streets of your hometown. Wherever you are, I want you to know that what we're about to discover together will change how you experience music forever. Here's something that's going to blow your mind. Right now, as you listen to my voice, you might possess a mysterious superpower that only some humans have. It's an ability so powerful that it can transport you through time, bring tears to your eyes, and literally change your brain chemistry in real time. Yet most people who have this gift don't even know they're special. Picture this. You're listening to your favorite song. Maybe it's that one track that always gets you, the one that makes your heart race and your skin tingle. Suddenly, without warning, a wave of chills races across your body. Your arms break out in goosebumps. A shiver runs down your spine. For just a moment, you feel like you're floating, like the music has reached inside your chest and squeezed your very soul. What if I told you that in that exact moment, your brain was performing an ancient ritual that helped your ancestors survive on the dangerous African plains over 100,000 years ago? What if those innocent goosebumps were actually evidence of a hidden network in your mind that most people don't even know exists? Here's where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. Scientists have discovered that people who get goosebumps from music don't just have a different emotional response. They have different brains entirely. I'm talking about actual structural differences. In their neural architecture, their brains are literally wired differently from people who don't experience these musical chills. But here's the kicker, and this is where our story takes a shocking turn. Only about 55 to 86% of people can experience what scientists call musical frisson. That means up to 45% of the population is completely missing out on one of the most profound human experiences possible. They listen to the same songs you do, but their brains simply cannot access the hidden doorway that music opens in your mind. Think about that for a second. Nearly half the people around you are living in a world where music is just organized sound. They can't feel what you feel. They can't experience the transcendent moment when a perfect harmony lifts them out of their everyday reality and connects them to something infinite and beautiful. Now here's where our mystery deepens, and I promise you, this is where things get really wild. Last year, a team of neuroscientists made a discovery that changed everything we thought we knew about musical frisson. They found something in the brains of people who experience musical chills that nobody expected to find. Something that connects these musical moments to the deepest mysteries of human consciousness itself. But what they discovered was so shocking, so revolutionary, that it's forcing scientists to completely rewrite our understanding of how music affects the human brain. And here's the thing that's going to keep you listening until the very end of our journey tonight. This discovery doesn't just explain why music gives you gooms, B-U-M-P-S. It reveals a secret about your brain that connects musical chills to every other moment of transcendent beauty you've ever experienced. Those goosebumps you get from music, they're just the tip of an iceberg that goes deeper than anyone ever imagined. Your brain is hiding something from you, something magnificent and mysterious, that we're only just beginning to understand. The scientist who made this discovery told me something that gave me chills just hearing it. She said, and I'm quoting her directly, "People who experience musical frisson aren't just hearing music differently, they're experiencing reality itself on a completely different level." Now, I know what you're thinking. You want to know what that discovery was, right? You want to understand what secret your brain is keeping from you. Well, stick with me tonight, because we're about to embark on a journey that will take you deep into the hidden corridors of your own mind. By the time we're done, you'll understand not just why music gives you goosebumps, but why you might be more extraordinary than you ever dared to imagine. Are you ready to discover the secret that your brain has been keeping from you your entire life? Let me take you back to a cold winter morning in Montreal, 1991. Dr. Robert Zatorre was sitting in his laboratory, staring at a computer screen that was about to change everything we thought we knew about the human brain. His research participant, Sarah, was lying inside a massive brain scanner, wearing headphones that were playing her absolute favorite piece of music. It was Rachmaninoff's Piano Concerto No. 2, the same piece that had moved her to tears since childhood. As the haunting melody filled her ears, something extraordinary happened. The computer screen suddenly exploded with activity. Sarah's brain lit up like a city at night, but not just in the areas you'd expect. Yes, her auditory cortex was active, processing the incoming sound waves. But that wasn't what made Dr. Zatorre's jaw drop. The real shock was seeing her reward centers firing like the 4th of July. The same brain regions that light up when people experience intense pleasure from food, sex, or winning the lottery. But here's where it gets really wild. At the exact moment when Sarah reported feeling chills racing down her spine, her brain wasn't just processing music anymore. It was creating a symphony of its own. Her emotional centers were talking to her memory banks. Her prediction systems were having conversations with her movement centers. Her brain was literally rewiring itself in real time, creating connections that shouldn't exist according to everything science knew about how brains work. Dr. Zatorre realized he wasn't just watching someone listen to music. He was witnessing something that challenged our fundamental understanding of human consciousness. Sarah wasn't just hearing Rachmaninoff, she was experiencing what scientists now call musical frisson, and her brain was revealing secrets that had been hidden for thousands of years. Now, let me explain what frisson actually is, because this French word holds the key to understanding one of the most beautiful mysteries of human experience. Frisson literally means a shiver or thrill, but that simple definition doesn't even come close to capturing what's really happening in your brain. When music gives you gooms, BUMPS, think of your brain as the most sophisticated prediction machine ever created. Every single second of your life, it's analyzing patterns, making forecasts about what's coming next, and preparing your body to respond. When you walk down the street, your brain is predicting where your foot will land. When someone starts talking, your brain is already guessing what they're going to say. This prediction system is so powerful that it's running constantly, even when you're asleep. Now, when you listen to music, this prediction system goes into overdrive. Your brain is constantly anticipating the next note, the next harmony, the next rhythmic pattern. It's like having a conversation with a composer, trying to guess where the musical journey will take you next. Most of the time, music follows patterns that your brain can easily predict. A melody rises and falls in expected ways. Chords resolve where they're supposed to. Rhythms follow familiar patterns. But here's where the magic happens. The most powerful musical frisson occurs when music does something completely unexpected, when it violates your brain's predictions in a way that's not just surprising, but absolutely beautiful. Maybe it's a key change that lifts the entire song into a higher emotional dimension. Perhaps it's a moment of perfect silence that makes the returning melody even more powerful. Or it could be a harmony that your brain never saw coming but immediately recognizes as perfect. In that moment of surprise, your brain doesn't just process the unexpected musical event, it celebrates it. Your reward system floods your body with dopamine, the same chemical that makes you feel amazing when you accomplish something important. But it doesn't stop there. Your brain also releases serotonin, which enhances your mood and creates feelings of well-being. Then comes norepinephrine, which heightens your attention and makes the moment feel incredibly significant. This chemical cocktail doesn't just make you feel good. It literally changes your brain chemistry and creates the physical sensation of chills racing across your skin. Your sympathetic nervous system kicks into action, causing your hair follicles to contract and your skin to break out in goosebumps. It's the same system that helped your ancestors detect danger, but now it's responding to beauty instead of threats. But here's what makes this phenomenon absolutely incredible. Your brain doesn't just create free song through musical surprises. It also generates these chills through what scientists call learned emotional responses. Every piece of music you love is connected to an intricate web of memories, associations, and personal meanings that your brain has built over years of experience. When you hear a song that was playing during a meaningful moment in your life, your brain doesn't just process the sound waves. It activates the entire neural network associated with that memory. Suddenly, you're not just hearing music. You're reliving emotions, remembering faces, feeling the weight of experiences that shaped who you are today. This is why the same song can affect you completely differently at different stages of your life. That melody that gave you chills at 16 might leave you unmoved at 30, while a piece that meant nothing to you years ago might suddenly become overwhelmingly emotional after a significant life experience. But we're still just scratching the surface of this mystery, because what Dr. Zatori discovered in his lab that day was only the beginning of a scientific revolution that would reveal something shocking about the people who experience musical freesong. Something that would change everything we thought we knew about human consciousness itself. Now I need to tell you about the most shocking discovery in musical freesong research, because what scientists found next completely overturned everything. They thought they knew about how music affects the human brain. But to understand this revelation, we first need to dive deeper into the incredible machinery that creates your musical chills. Remember how I told you that your brain is constantly making predictions about music? Well, it turns out this prediction system is far more sophisticated than anyone imagined. When you listen to a song, your brain isn't just guessing what note comes next. It's running thousands of parallel prediction algorithms simultaneously, each one focused on different aspects of the musical experience. One part of your brain is predicting melodic patterns, trying to anticipate where the tune will go. Another region is forecasting rhythmic changes, preparing your body to move with the beat. Your harmonic prediction centers are analyzing chord progressions, expecting certain musical resolutions. Meanwhile, your emotional prediction systems are preparing you for the feelings that different musical elements typically evoke. But here's where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. Your brain isn't just making these predictions randomly. It's drawing on every musical experience you've ever had, every song you've heard, every emotional response you've felt to music throughout your entire life. Your brain has essentially built a massive database of musical patterns and emotional associations, and it's using this database to make incredibly sophisticated predictions about new music you encounter. When everything goes according to plan, when the music follows the patterns your brain expects, you experience what scientists call musical satisfaction. The music feels pleasant, familiar, comforting, but you don't get frisson from predictable music. You get frisson when something extraordinary happens in the gap between what your brain expects and what actually occurs. Picture this scenario. You're listening to a song that's building toward what seems like an obvious musical resolution. Your brain is confidently predicting that the melody will resolve in a certain way, that the harmony will move to a particular chord, but then, instead of the expected resolution, the music takes an unexpected turn. Maybe it's a surprising key change that transforms the entire emotional landscape of the song. Perhaps it's an unexpected pause that makes the silence itself feel musical. In that moment of surprise, something remarkable happens in your brain. Your prediction error system, which normally just corrects mistakes and updates your expectations, suddenly recognizes that this unexpected musical event isn't just different, it's beautiful, it's meaningful, it's perfect in a way that your brain never anticipated but immediately understands. This recognition triggers what scientists call a prediction error reward. Your brain doesn't just acknowledge that it was wrong about what would happen next. It celebrates being wrong in such a beautiful way. The same reward pathways that activate when you solve a difficult puzzle or discover something amazing suddenly flood your system with pleasure chemicals. But the frisson experience involves much more than just your reward system. The moment your brain recognizes this beautiful musical surprise, it sends signals throughout your entire body. Your sympathetic nervous system, the same system that prepares you for fight or flight responses, suddenly activates. But instead of preparing you for danger, it's responding to beauty. Your heart rate increases slightly. Your breathing becomes more shallow. The tiny muscles attached to your hair follicles contract, causing your hair to stand up and creating that characteristic goosebump sensation. Blood flow to your skin changes, which can create feelings of warmth or tingling. Some people even experience what feels like electrical sensations racing across their body. Meanwhile, your brain is having its own celebration. The anterior cingulate cortex, which processes emotional significance, lights up like a Christmas tree. Your striatum, which handles reward processing, starts pumping out dopamine. Your amygdala, which normally deals with fear and threat detection, suddenly shifts into a mode that scientists are still trying to understand. But here's the truly incredible part. While all this is happening, your brain is also activating regions T when everything goes according to plan. When the music follows the patterns your brain expects, you experience what scientists call musical satisfaction. The music feels pleasant, familiar, comforting. But you don't get frisson from predictable music. You get frisson when something extraordinary happens in the gap between what your brain expects and what actually occurs. Picture this scenario. You're listening to a song that's building toward what seems like an obvious musical resolution. Your brain is confidently predicting that the melody will resolve in a certain way, that the harmony will move to a particular chord. But then, instead of the expected resolution, the music takes an unexpected turn. Maybe it's a surprising key change that transforms the entire emotional landscape of the song. Perhaps it's an unexpected pause that makes the silence itself feel musical. In that moment of surprise, something remarkable happens in your brain. Your prediction error system, which normally just corrects mistakes and updates your expectations, suddenly recognizes that this unexpected musical event isn't just different, it's beautiful, it's meaningful, it's perfect in a way that your brain never anticipated but immediately understands. This recognition triggers what scientists call a prediction error reward. Your brain doesn't just acknowledge that it was wrong about what would happen next. It celebrates being wrong in such a beautiful way. The same reward pathways that activate when you solve a difficult puzzle or discover something amazing suddenly flood your system with pleasure chemicals. But the Frisong experience involves much more than just your reward system. The moment your brain recognizes this beautiful musical surprise, it sends signals throughout your entire body. Your sympathetic nervous system, the same system that prepares you for fight or flight responses, suddenly activates. But instead of preparing you for danger, it's responding to beauty. Your heart rate increases slightly. Your breathing becomes more shallow. The tiny muscles attached to your hair follicles contract, causing your hair to stand up and creating that characteristic goosebump sensation. Blood flow to your skin changes, which can create feelings of warmth or tingling. Some people even experience what feels like electrical sensations racing across their body. Meanwhile, your brain is having its own celebration. The anterior cingulate cortex, which processes emotional significance, lights up like a Christmas tree. Your striatum, which handles reward processing, starts pumping out dopamine. Your amygdala, which normally deals with fear and threat detection, suddenly shifts into a mode that scientists are still trying to understand. HAT shouldn't normally be involved in musical processing. Your motor cortex, which controls movement, starts firing even though you're sitting still. Your visual cortex becomes active even though you're not seeing anything musical. Even your pain processing centers can become involved, which might explain why some people describe intense Frisong as almost physically overwhelming. This whole cascade of neural activity happens in less than 200 milliseconds. That's faster than you can blink your eyes. In a fraction of a second, your brain coordinates the activity of billions of neurons across dozens of different brain regions, creating an experience that's simultaneously physical, emotional, and transcendent. But what scientists discovered next about people who experience musical Frisong changed everything. Because it turns out that not everyone's brain is capable of this extraordinary coordination. Some people's brains are simply wired differently, and these structural differences create capabilities that most people don't possess. The question that was driving researchers crazy was simple but profound. Why do some people experience musical Frisong while others don't? The answer they found was so shocking that it's still reshaping our understanding of human consciousness. And that answer reveals something about you that you probably never realized. Let me paint you a picture of what's happening in your brain during those magical moments when music gives you goosebumps. Because the scale of this phenomenon is absolutely staggering. We're talking about one of the most complex orchestrations of neural activity that science has ever documented. At the microscopic level, individual neurons are firing in patterns that scientists are still trying to fully understand. Each neuron in your brain can connect to thousands of other neurons, creating a network of unimaginable complexity. When you experience musical Frisong, approximately 86 billion neurons are coordinating their activity in real time. That's more neurons than there are stars in our galaxy, all working together to create your experience of musical chills. But the numbers get even more mind-boggling when you consider the speed at which this happens. In the 10 seconds that your favorite musical moment lasts, your brain processes over 100 billion neural connections. Each connection involves chemical messengers called neurotransmitters crossing tiny gaps between neurons. During intense frisson, your brain is orchestrating trillions of these chemical conversations simultaneously. Now, let's zoom out to the network level, because this is where the real magic happens. Your brain isn't just a collection of individual neurons firing randomly. It's organized into distinct networks that normally handle different types of information. You have networks for processing sound, networks for handling emotions, networks for accessing memories, and networks for controlling your body's physical responses. Under normal circumstances, these networks operate somewhat independently. Your auditory network processes sounds. Your emotional network handles feelings. Your memory network retrieves past experiences. But during musical frisson, something extraordinary happens. These normally separate networks start talking to each other in ways that create entirely new patterns of brain activity. Scientists have discovered that during intense musical frisson, your brain forms what they call a hyperconnected state. Regions that rarely communicate suddenly start having intense conversations. Your auditory cortex, which processes the incoming music, forms direct connections with your limbic system, which handles emotions and memories. Your reward centers start communicating with your motor cortex, even though you're not moving. Your prediction systems begin coordinating with your autonomic nervous system, which controls your heart rate and breathing. This hyperconnected state creates neural pathways that span enormous distances in your brain. We're talking about connections that stretch from the front of your brain to the back, from the left hemisphere to the right, from the highest cognitive centers to the most primitive survival systems. Your brain essentially rewires itself temporarily to create an experience that transcends normal sensory processing. The timescales involved are equally remarkable. The sound waves that create music travel through the air at about 343 meters per second. When they reach your ears, they're converted into electrical signals that travel through your auditory system at speeds of up to 120 meters per second. These signals reach your brain in about 12 milliseconds, but the full frisson response takes about 200 milliseconds to develop. That might sound fast, but in brain terms, 200 milliseconds is an eternity. During that time, your brain is making thousands of predictions, comparing new information to stored memories, evaluating emotional significance, and coordinating physical responses. It's like your brain is running a massive parallel processing operation, with different regions working on different aspects of the musical experience simultaneously. But here's where the connections get really fascinating. Musical frisson doesn't just involve your musical processing systems. It connects to every major network in your brain. Your default mode network, which is active when you're not focused on the outside world, suddenly becomes involved in processing the musical experience. This network is responsible for self-referential thinking, daydreaming, and your sense of personal identity. This is why musical frisson often feels so deeply personal and meaningful. It's not just that you're hearing beautiful music. The music is literally connecting to your sense of self, activating the same brain networks that create your ongoing sense of who you are. When you experience intense frisson, you're not just listening to music, you're having a conversation between the music and your deepest sense of identity. The memory connections are equally profound. During frisson, your brain doesn't just access specific memories associated with the music. It activates what scientists call your autobiographical memory network. This network contains not just individual memories, but the entire story of your life, your relationships, your experiences, and your personal growth. This is why certain songs can transport you instantly to specific moments in your past. Your brain isn't just remembering the last time you heard that song. It's accessing the entire emotional and experiential context of that period in your life. The music becomes a key that unlocks not just memories, but the feelings, relationships, and personal meaning associated with those memories. Your brain is also connecting the musical experience to your social bonding systems, the same neural pathways that create feelings of love, attachment, and social connection become active during intense free-song. This might explain why shared musical experiences can create such powerful bonds between people, and why certain songs can make you feel connected to something larger than yourself. But perhaps the most remarkable connection is between musical free-song and your brain's meaning-making systems. During intense chills, your brain activates regions associated with spiritual and transcendent experiences. The same neural pathways that create feelings of awe, wonder, and connection to something greater than yourself become involved in processing the musical experience. This is why musical free-song can feel so much more than just a physical response to sound. Your brain is literally creating connections between the music and your deepest sense of meaning and purpose. The chills you feel aren't just goosebumps. They're evidence of your brain's ability to find profound significance in organized sound waves. But the most revolutionary discovery came in 2016 when researchers at the University of Southern California made a finding that changed everything. They discovered that people who experience musical free-song don't just respond differently to music. They actually have different brain structures. Dr. Matthew Sachs and his team used advanced brain imaging techniques to compare the brains of people who experience musical free-song with those who don't. What they found was absolutely stunning. People who get musical chills have significantly denser connections between their auditory cortex and their emotional processing centers. The physical architecture of their brains is literally different. This discovery answered a question that had puzzled scientists for decades. Why do only some people experience musical free-song? The answer wasn't just about personality or musical training or cultural background. It was about the fundamental structure of their brains. Some people are born with enhanced connectivity between the regions that process sound and the regions that process emotion. But the story doesn't end there. Recent research has revealed that these structural differences create capabilities that extend far beyond musical experiences. People with enhanced free-song sensitivity don't just respond more intensely to music. They show heightened responses to all kinds of aesthetic experiences. Studies conducted in the past 5 years have shown that people who experience musical free-song are more likely to get chills from visual art, literature, natural beauty, and even acts of human kindness. Their brains seem to be wired for enhanced aesthetic and emotional sensitivity across all domains of human experience. This discovery has profound implications for our understanding of human consciousness and individual differences. It suggests that some people are literally living in a more emotionally rich and aesthetically sensitive world than others. They're not just hearing music differently. They're experiencing beauty itself more intensely. The latest research, published just last year, has begun to explore whether these enhanced connectivity patterns can be developed through training and practice. Early results suggest that while some people may be born with advantages in free-song sensitivity, others can potentially develop these capabilities through focused attention and musical engagement. Scientists are now investigating whether musical free-song might be connected to other enhanced cognitive abilities. Some preliminary studies suggest that people who experience intense musical chills may also show enhanced empathy, creativity, and even intuitive problem-solving abilities. We're still in the early stages of understanding what these discoveries mean for human potential and individual differences. But one thing is clear: the ability to experience musical frisson is not just a quirky response to sound. It's a window into the profound individual differences in how human brains process beauty, meaning, and emotional significance. Now we're approaching the heart of the mystery, the part that keeps neuroscientists awake at night and challenges everything we thought we knew about consciousness itself. Because even with all these remarkable discoveries, there are still profound questions about musical frisson that science simply cannot answer. The first mystery is, perhaps, the most fundamental: why do only some people have the brain wiring necessary for musical frisson? We know that people who experience musical chills have denser connections between their auditory and emotional processing centers. But why do these differences exist? Is it genetics, early childhood experiences, random developmental variations? The truth is, we simply don't know. Some researchers have proposed that musical frisson sensitivity might be an evolutionary adaptation that provided survival advantages to our ancestors. They suggest that people who could experience intense emotional responses to organized sound might have been better at detecting important auditory information in their environment, or perhaps better at using music for social bonding and group coordination. But this theory raises even more questions. If musical frisson provided evolutionary advantages, why didn't all humans develop this capability? Why would natural selection preserve both frisson-sensitive and frisson-insensitive individuals in the population? Some scientists believe this might be evidence of what they call balanced selection, where having different types of individuals in a group provides overall advantages for survival. Another profound mystery involves the relationship between musical frisson and other altered states of consciousness. People who experience intense musical chills often report that these moments feel transcendent, spiritual, or otherworldly. They describe feelings of connection to something larger than themselves, moments of clarity or insight, and sometimes even mystical experiences. This has led some researchers to investigate whether musical frisson might be related to other peak experiences like religious ecstasy, meditation-induced bliss states, or even psychedelic experiences. Preliminary brain imaging studies suggest there might be some overlap in the neural pathways involved, but the connections are still poorly understood. Perhaps even more intriguingly, some people report that their musical frisson experiences seem to provide genuine insights or creative inspiration. They describe moments when a particular piece of music not only gave them chills, but also sparked new ideas, solved problems they'd been struggling with, or provided clarity about important life decisions. Let me take you on a peaceful journey through what we do know about these mysterious moments. Imagine sound waves gently rippling through the air around you, each vibration carrying the potential to transform your inner world. These invisible waves of pressure and release travel at the speed of sound. But when they reach your ears, they move at the speed of thought, racing through your auditory pathways and spreading throughout your brain like ripples in a still pond in your mind's eye. Picture your brain as a vast, luminous network of interconnected pathways. During musical frisson, these pathways light up in patterns that scientists are still trying to decode. Some regions pulse with activity while others settle into synchronized rhythms. The normal boundaries between different brain networks become fluid, allowing information to flow in ways that create experiences beyond ordinary perception. Your brain becomes like a musical instrument itself, with different regions resonating in harmony with the external music. The auditory cortex vibrates with the incoming sound waves. The emotional centers respond with waves of feeling. The memory networks contribute their own melodies of personal association and meaning. Together, they create a symphony of consciousness that transcends the simple processing of sound. But here's what makes this mystery even more profound. During intense free-song, some people report experiences that seem to transcend their individual consciousness entirely. They describe feeling connected to the composer's intentions, to the emotions of other listeners, or even to some universal source of beauty and meaning. These reports challenge our understanding of where individual consciousness ends and shared experience begins. The timing of these experiences adds another layer of mystery. Musical free-song often occurs at moments of musical tension and release. But the brain's response seems to anticipate these moments before they actually happen. Some researchers have proposed that free-song sensitive individuals might be unconsciously predicting musical developments with extraordinary accuracy. But this ability operates far below the level of conscious awareness. There's also the question of why musical free-song feels so meaningful to the people who experience it. It's not just that the music sounds beautiful or emotionally moving. People report that these moments feel significant, important, somehow revelatory. They often describe musical free-song experiences as among the most meaningful moments of their lives. This sense of meaning and significance points to another mystery: the relationship between musical free-song and spiritual or transcendent experiences. Many people report that their most intense musical chills occur during moments that feel sacred, whether in religious contexts, natural settings, or times of deep personal reflection. Some researchers have proposed that musical free-song might be a form of emotional contagion, where we're not just responding to the music itself, but to the emotions of the composer, the performers, and even other listeners. When you get chills from a piece of music, you might be experiencing a form of deep empathy that connects you to the emotional states of people you've never met. This idea suggests that musical free-song could be evidence of our fundamental interconnectedness. As human beings, your chills from music might be proof that consciousness isn't entirely individual and isolated, but somehow connected to a broader network of human experience and emotion. The implications for human potential are equally fascinating. If musical free-song is connected to enhanced aesthetic sensitivity, empathy, and transcendent experience, then understanding and cultivating this capacity might be a pathway to enhanced human flourishing. People who experience regular musical chills might be accessing forms of consciousness and meaning that could benefit all of humanity. This raises intriguing questions about education, therapy, and human development. If we can understand how to enhance people's capacity for musical free-song, might we also be able to enhance their capacity for empathy, creativity, and spiritual experience? Some researchers are already exploring whether musical free-song training could be used to help people develop greater emotional intelligence and aesthetic appreciation. The broader implications extend to our understanding of consciousness itself. Musical free-song reveals that human awareness is far more complex and interconnected than we typically realize. Your ability to experience chills from music is evidence that your consciousness can transcend the boundaries of ordinary sensory processing and connect to something larger, more meaningful, and more beautiful than everyday experience. Now that we understand the science behind musical free-song, Let's explore how this knowledge can transform your daily relationship with music and enhance your life in ways you might never have imagined. Because understanding your brain's response to music isn't just intellectually fascinating, it's practically powerful. First, let's talk about what this means for your everyday musical experiences. If you're someone who experiences musical frisson, you now know that your brain is literally wired differently from people who don't get musical chills. This isn't just a quirky personality trait or a sign that you're more emotional than others. It's evidence that you possess enhanced connectivity between your auditory and emotional processing centers. This enhanced connectivity affects much more than just your response to music. Research shows that people who experience musical frisson often have heightened sensitivity to other aesthetic experiences as well. You might find yourself more moved by visual art, more emotionally responsive to literature, more likely to experience chills from natural beauty, like sunsets or mountain vistas. Understanding this can help you appreciate why certain experiences affect you so deeply. You're not being overly sensitive or dramatic when a piece of music moves you to tears. Your brain is simply processing aesthetic information more intensely than most people's brains do. This is a gift, not a vulnerability. But this knowledge also comes with practical benefits for your mental and emotional well-being. Scientists have discovered that musical frisson activates the same reward pathways in your brain that respond to other pleasurable experiences. This means that listening to music that gives you chills can actually improve your mood, reduce stress, and enhance your overall sense of well-being. The key is learning to cultivate your capacity for musical frisson. Just as you might exercise your body to stay physically fit, you can train your brain to experience more frequent and intense musical chills. The most effective approach involves what researchers call mindful musical listening. Instead of using music as background noise while you do other activities, try setting aside time for focused listening. Choose pieces that have given you chills in the past, or explore new music that contains the elements most likely to trigger frisson. Research has identified several musical features that commonly produce chills: sudden changes in volume or tempo, unexpected harmonies, key changes, and moments of silence followed by dramatic musical entrances create an optimal listening environment. For yourself, find a comfortable, quiet space where you won't be interrupted. Use high-quality headphones or speakers that can reproduce the full range of musical frequencies. Allow yourself to close your eyes and focus completely on the musical experience. Pay attention to your body's responses as you listen. Notice the moments when you feel tingling, chills, or other physical sensations. Don't analyze these moments intellectually, just experience them fully. Many people find that the more attention they pay to their frisson responses, the more frequent and intense these experiences become. Your enhanced frisson sensitivity can also be a valuable tool for emotional regulation. When you're feeling stressed, anxious, or down, listening to music that reliably gives you chills can help shift your emotional state. The dopamine release associated with musical frisson can provide a natural mood boost that's both immediate and lasting. But the practical applications extend beyond personal enjoyment. If you work in a creative field, you can use your enhanced aesthetic sensitivity as a professional advantage. Your ability to experience intense emotional responses to music, art, and beauty can inform your creative decisions and help you create work that resonates deeply with others. Understanding your frisson sensitivity can also enhance your relationships. When you share musical experiences with friends or family members, you can help them understand why certain pieces affect you so powerfully. You might even be able to help others develop their own capacity for musical frisson by introducing them to music that's likely to trigger chills and teaching them to listen more mindfully. For parents who experience musical frisson, this knowledge can inform how you introduce music to your children. While we don't fully understand how frisson sensitivity develops, early exposure to diverse, emotionally rich musical experiences might help children develop their own capacity for aesthetic appreciation. The health implications are also worth considering. Some preliminary research suggests that people who regularly experience musical frisson may have enhanced immune function, lower stress hormones, and better overall cardiovascular health, while more research is needed to confirm these connections. The evidence suggests that your musical chills might be contributing to your physical well-being in addition to your emotional health. You can also use your understanding of musical frisson to enhance important life experiences. If you're planning a wedding, graduation, or other significant event, you now know how to choose music that's likely to create powerful emotional responses. Understanding the timing and musical elements that trigger frisson can help you create moments that will be remembered for years to come. Perhaps most importantly, recognizing your capacity for musical frisson can help you appreciate the extraordinary nature of your own consciousness. Every time you experience chills from music, you're witnessing your brain's remarkable ability to find meaning and beauty in organized sound waves. These moments are reminders of the profound complexity and sensitivity of human awareness. This knowledge transforms musical frisson from a simple physical response into a window into your own remarkable cognitive and emotional capabilities. You're not just listening to music, you're experiencing one of the most sophisticated forms of aesthetic appreciation that human consciousness can achieve. As we explore the broader implications of musical frisson, we begin to see how this phenomenon connects to some of the most fundamental questions about human nature, consciousness, and our place in the universe. What we've discovered about musical chills reveals something profound about the human experience that extends far beyond our response to organized sound. Let's start with the evolutionary perspective, because understanding why musical frisson exists might hold clues to understanding human nature itself. Some researchers believe that our capacity for musical chills evolved as part of our social bonding mechanisms. Throughout human history, music has played a crucial role in bringing communities together, creating shared emotional experiences, and strengthening social connections. Think about it from your ancestors' perspective. Imagine living in small groups on the African savanna tens of thousands of years ago. Survival depended not just on individual strength or intelligence, but on the ability to work together effectively. Groups that could coordinate their activities, share emotional states, and maintain social bonds were more likely to survive and thrive. Music provided a powerful tool for creating these shared experiences. When group members listened to the same rhythms, sang the same melodies, and experienced the same musical emotions, they were literally synchronizing their brain states. The same neural pathways that create musical frisson today might have helped our ancestors develop empathy, cooperation, and group identity. This evolutionary perspective explains why musical frisson often feels so profoundly meaningful. When you experience chills from music, you're not just having a personal aesthetic experience. You're activating ancient neural pathways that connect you to the long history of human cooperation and social bonding. Your musical chills are evidence of your brain's capacity for connection and empathy. But the implications extend even further. Recent research has shown that people who experience musical frisson often show enhanced responses to other forms of transcendent experience. They're more likely to report feelings of awe when contemplating nature, more likely to experience chills from acts of kindness or moral beauty, and more likely to have what researchers call peak experiences in various domains of life. This suggests that musical frisson might be part of a broader human capacity for transcendence. Your ability to get chills from music might be connected to your ability to experience wonder, meaning, and connection in all areas of life. The same neural pathways that respond to beautiful melodies might also respond to beautiful ideas, beautiful relationships, and beautiful moments of human connection. The philosophical implications are equally profound. Musical frisson challenges our understanding of the relationship between the physical and the spiritual, between the material and the meaningful. When you experience chills from music, sound waves entering your ears are somehow transformed into feelings of transcendence and meaning. This transformation suggests that consciousness itself might be more mysterious and more powerful than we typically imagine. Consider what's actually happening when you experience musical frisson. Vibrations in the air, nothing more than patterns of pressure and release, are somehow creating experiences that feel sacred, meaningful, and transformative. Your brain is taking physical input and creating something that transcends the purely physical, something that connects you to beauty, meaning, and even spiritual experience. This points to one of the deepest mysteries of consciousness. How does the physical activity of neurons create subjective experience? How does the firing of brain cells create the felt sense of beauty, meaning, and transcendence? Musical frisson provides a unique window into this fundamental question because it's a transcendent experience that can be reliably triggered and scientifically studied. The interconnectedness revealed by musical frisson research also has implications for how we understand human relationships and social connection. When you experience chills from music, your brain is activating the same pathways involved in empathy, social bonding, and emotional connection with others. This suggests that our capacity for aesthetic appreciation might be fundamentally connected to our capacity for love and relationship. The latest research on musical frisson is revealing discoveries that sound like science fiction but are actually happening in laboratories around the world right now. Scientists are using artificial intelligence to predict which musical moments will cause frisson, developing technologies that can enhance your capacity for musical chills, and uncovering connections between musical frisson and other peak experiences that could revolutionize our understanding of human consciousness. Let me tell you about some of the most exciting developments that are happening right now. Researchers at the University of California have developed machine learning algorithms that can analyze any piece of music and predict with remarkable accuracy which specific moments are likely to trigger frisson in listeners. These AI systems have been trained on thousands of musical examples and brain scan data from people experiencing musical chills. What's remarkable is that these algorithms don't just identify obvious musical features like key changes or dynamic shifts. They're detecting subtle patterns in melody, harmony, rhythm, and even the emotional arc of musical pieces that human analysts might miss. The AI is essentially learning to recognize the mathematical signatures of transcendent musical moments. But here's where it gets really wild. Some researchers are now using this AI technology to compose music specifically designed to trigger frisson. They're creating pieces that incorporate the musical elements most likely to cause chills, arranged in sequences that optimize the likelihood of transcendent experiences. Early tests suggest that these AI-composed free-song pieces can reliably trigger chills in listeners, even people who don't normally experience musical free-song. This raises fascinating questions about the nature of musical beauty and aesthetic experience. If we can engineer music to trigger specific neurological responses, what does this tell us about the relationship between art and consciousness? Are we discovering the fundamental mathematical principles that underlie all aesthetic experience? Meanwhile, neuroscientists are developing brain stimulation, technologies that might be able to enhance people's capacity for musical frisson. Using techniques like transcranial magnetic stimulation and targeted ultrasound, researchers are exploring whether they can temporarily strengthen the neural connections between auditory and emotional processing centers. Preliminary studies suggest that these interventions might be able to help people who don't normally experience musical frisson develop this capacity. Imagine being able to enhance your brain's sensitivity to musical beauty through safe, non-invasive procedures. We might be approaching a future where everyone can access the transcendent experiences that musical frisson provides. The therapeutic applications are equally promising. Researchers are investigating whether musical frisson training could be used to treat depression, anxiety, and other mental health conditions. The idea is that by strengthening people's capacity for aesthetic appreciation and transcendent experience, we might be able to enhance their overall emotional well-being and resilience. Some pilot studies have shown that people who undergo musical frisson training show improvements in mood, stress levels, and even immune function. The dopamine and serotonin release associated with musical chills might provide a natural, sustainable way to enhance mental health without pharmaceutical interventions. But perhaps the most intriguing research involves the connection between musical frisson and other altered states of consciousness. Scientists are discovering that the brain patterns associated with musical chills are remarkably similar to those found during meditation, psychedelic experiences, and even near-death experiences. This suggests that musical frisson might be a gateway to understanding the neural basis of all transcendent experiences. Researchers are now investigating whether people who experience regular musical frisson might have enhanced access to other altered states of consciousness, including mystical experiences, creative insights, and spiritual awareness. Some cutting-edge studies are exploring whether musical frisson could be used as a tool for consciousness research. By triggering reliable transcendent experiences in laboratory settings, scientists might be able to study the neural basis of mystical and spiritual experiences in ways that were previously impossible. The implications for human potential are staggering. If musical frisson is connected to enhanced creativity, empathy, and spiritual awareness, then understanding and cultivating this capacity might be a pathway to enhanced human consciousness. We might be discovering that the ability to experience chills from music is actually a doorway to higher forms of human experience. Researchers are also investigating the genetic basis of musical frisson sensitivity. By studying the DNA of people who experience musical chills, scientists hope to identify the specific genes that influence frisson sensitivity. This could lead to personalized approaches to musical therapy and aesthetic education based on individual genetic profiles. The technology for studying musical frisson is also advancing rapidly. New brain imaging techniques are allowing scientists to observe the neural correlates of musical chills with unprecedented detail and precision. We're beginning to see the exact timing and sequence of brain activity that creates the frisson experience. Some Researchers are even exploring whether musical frisson could be used to enhance learning and memory. The heightened attention and emotional engagement associated with musical chills might create optimal conditions for encoding new information and forming lasting memories. The future of musical frisson research points toward possibilities that could transform how we understand consciousness, education, therapy, and human potential. We might be on the verge of discovering that the capacity for aesthetic transcendence is not just a beautiful aspect of human experience, but a fundamental key to unlocking higher forms of consciousness and human flourishing. As we near the end of our journey together, I want you to take a moment to reflect on what this knowledge means for you personally. Because understanding musical frisson isn't just about satisfying scientific curiosity. It's about recognizing something profound and beautiful about your own consciousness and your place in the grand tapestry of human experience. If you're someone who experiences musical frisson, you now know that those moments when music gives you chills are not just fleeting physical sensations. They're evidence of your brain's extraordinary capacity to find meaning, beauty, and transcendence in organized sound waves. Every time you experience musical chills, you're witnessing one of the most sophisticated forms of aesthetic appreciation that human consciousness can achieve. Think about what this means for your relationship with music. Those songs that have always moved you deeply, that have given you chills or brought tears to your eyes, are not just entertainment. They're gateways to transcendent experience. They're portals through which you can access heightened states of consciousness, connect with profound emotions, and touch something that feels infinite and meaningful. Your musical frisson experiences are also connecting you to the long history of human aesthetic appreciation. When you get chills from a piece of music, you're participating in a form of consciousness that has been part of human experience for thousands of years. You're connected to every person throughout history who has ever been moved to tears by a beautiful melody, who has ever felt their heart race at a perfect harmony, who has ever experienced the transcendent power of organized sound. But the implications extend far beyond your musical experiences. If you're frisson sensitive, you now know that your brain is literally wired differently from people who don't experience musical chills. This enhanced connectivity between your auditory and emotional processing centers doesn't just affect how you respond to music. It influences how you experience all forms of beauty, meaning, and aesthetic appreciation. You might find yourself more moved by visual art, more emotionally responsive to literature, more likely to experience chills from natural beauty or acts of human kindness. Your enhanced frisson sensitivity is evidence of your brain's heightened capacity for aesthetic and emotional experience across all domains of life. This knowledge can be profoundly empowering. In a world that often seems to value logic over emotion, efficiency over beauty, and productivity over transcendence, your capacity for musical frisson is a reminder that aesthetic appreciation and emotional sensitivity are not weaknesses. They're sophisticated forms of intelligence that allow you to perceive and appreciate dimensions of experience that others might miss. Your musical chills are also evidence of your brain's remarkable capacity for prediction, pattern recognition, and meaning making. Every frisson experience demonstrates your consciousness's ability to process complex information, form emotional associations, and create subjective experiences that feel deeply meaningful and significant. Let me invite you into a moment of quiet contemplation. Close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so, and consider the miracle of what happens when sound waves become emotion. Think about the extraordinary journey from vibrations in the air to the profound feelings of beauty, meaning, and transcendence that music can create in your consciousness. Your ears capture these invisible waves of pressure and release, converting them into electrical signals that race through your auditory pathways. Your brain processes these signals, comparing them to stored memories, making predictions about what comes next, and evaluating their emotional significance. And somehow, through mechanisms we're only beginning to understand, this purely physical process creates experiences that feel sacred, meaningful, and transformative. This transformation from the physical to the meaningful is evidence of consciousness's most remarkable ability, the capacity to find significance and beauty in the patterns of existence. Your musical free song experiences are windows into this profound aspect of human Known awareness. They're also reminders of your fundamental interconnectedness with other human beings. When you experience chills from music, you're not just having a personal, aesthetic experience. You're connecting with the emotions and intentions of composers, performers, and other listeners. You're participating in a form of communication that transcends language and culture, that speaks directly to the deepest aspects of human experience. Your capacity for musical free song is also a form of wisdom. It's evidence that your consciousness naturally gravitates toward beauty, meaning, and transcendence. In a world that can sometimes feel chaotic or meaningless, your ability to find profound significance in musical experiences is a reminder that beauty and meaning are fundamental aspects of existence. This knowledge can bring comfort during difficult times. When you're struggling with challenges or feeling disconnected from meaning and purpose, music can be a reliable pathway back to transcendent experience. Your free song sensitivity gives you access to a form of healing and renewal that's literally built into your neural architecture. Understanding your musical free song also reveals something about your relationship with mystery and the unknown. Every time you experience chills from music, you're encountering something that science is still trying to fully understand. You're participating in one of consciousness's most beautiful mysteries. This relationship with mystery is itself a form of wisdom. It's recognition that some of the most meaningful aspects of human experience can't be fully explained or understood intellectually. They must be experienced, felt, and appreciated for their own sake. Your musical free song experiences are invitations to embrace this mystery, to find meaning in the unknown, and to appreciate the profound beauty of consciousness itself. They're reminders that you are part of something larger, more complex, and more beautiful than you might ever fully comprehend. As our journey through the science of musical free song draws toward its gentle conclusion, let's step back and see how all these discoveries connect to reveal a larger, more beautiful picture of human consciousness and our capacity for transcendent experience. Everything we've explored tonight, from the basic mechanisms of musical prediction to the cutting-edge research on consciousness and transcendence, tells a unified story about the remarkable sophistication of human awareness. Your ability to experience musical free song is not just a quirky neurological phenomenon. It's a window into the deepest mysteries of consciousness itself. Let's connect the dots of what we've discovered. We began with the recognition that musical free song involves your brain's prediction systems, the same neural networks that help you navigate everyday life by anticipating what comes next. But we've seen that these prediction systems are far more sophisticated than simple pattern recognition. They're meaning-making engines that connect sound patterns to emotional significance, personal memories, and even spiritual experience. Your brain's response to musical surprise reveals something profound about the nature of consciousness. When music violates your expectations in a beautiful way, your brain doesn't just update its predictions, it celebrates the violation, flooding your system with pleasure chemicals and creating experiences that feel transcendent and meaningful. This suggests that consciousness itself might be fundamentally oriented toward seeking and recognizing beauty. We've also seen how musical frisson connects to your brain's reward systems, the same neural pathways that create feelings of pleasure and satisfaction from other meaningful experiences. This connection reveals that aesthetic appreciation isn't separate from other forms of human fulfillment. Your capacity for musical beauty is intimately connected to your capacity for love, achievement, and spiritual experience. The structural differences in the brains of people who experience musical frisson tell us something equally important about human diversity and potential. The enhanced connectivity between auditory and emotional processing centers in frisson-sensitive individuals suggests that consciousness itself might exist in multiple varieties, each with its own unique capabilities and perspectives. This neurological diversity isn't just about individual differences, it's about the richness of human experience itself. Some people are living in worlds where aesthetic beauty is more vivid, more emotionally significant, and more likely to trigger transcendent experiences. Others might have different strengths, different forms of sensitivity, different ways of processing and appreciating reality. The evolutionary perspective we explored suggests that this diversity might be crucial for human survival and flourishing. Different types of consciousness, different forms of sensitivity, different ways of processing beauty and meaning might all contribute to the resilience and adaptability of human communities. Your musical frisson experiences also reveal something about the relationship between individual consciousness and collective human experience. When you get chills from music, you're not just having a personal aesthetic experience. You're participating in forms of communication and connection that transcend individual boundaries. The fact that musical frisson can be triggered by the same pieces across different cultures and time periods suggests that there might be universal patterns of beauty and meaning that human consciousness naturally recognizes. Your chills from music might be evidence of your connection to these universal patterns, your participation in aesthetic experiences that connect you to all of humanity. The connection between musical frisson and other transcendent experiences, from meditation to mystical experiences, suggests that your capacity for musical chills might be part of a broader human potential for consciousness expansion. The same neural pathways that respond to beautiful music might also be capable of accessing forms of awareness that transcend ordinary experience. This points to one of the most profound implications of musical frisson research, the possibility that aesthetic appreciation might be a pathway to enhanced consciousness. Your ability to experience chills from music might be training your brain for other forms of transcendent experience, developing neural pathways that can access higher states of awareness. The dance of scientific discovery that we've witnessed in musical frisson research also tells us something important about the nature of knowledge itself. Every answer we've found has revealed new questions, each more profound than the last. This is not a limitation of scientific inquiry, but evidence of the infinite depth and richness of consciousness. The mystery of musical frisson is not diminished by our growing understanding of its mechanisms. Instead, each new discovery reveals new layers of complexity and beauty. The more we learn about how musical chills work, the more remarkable they become. This relationship between knowledge and mystery is itself a form of wisdom. It suggests that the most meaningful aspects of human experience can't be fully captured or explained by any single perspective or methodology. They must be approached with humility, curiosity, and appreciation for their inherent complexity and beauty. Your musical free-song experiences are perfect examples of this principle. They can be studied scientifically, understood neurologically, and explained but they can also be experienced personally, appreciated aesthetically, and valued spiritually. Each approach reveals different aspects of the same profound phenomenon. The integration of these different perspectives suggests that consciousness itself might be fundamentally multidimensional. Your ability to experience musical free-song might be evidence of your capacity to access multiple layers of reality simultaneously, to experience both the physical and the meaningful, both the individual and the universal, both the known and the mysterious. As we prepare to conclude our journey together, I want you to carry with you this understanding of musical free-song as a gateway to the full richness of human consciousness. Every time you experience chills from music, you're not just enjoying a pleasant sensation. You're participating in one of the most sophisticated forms of awareness that human consciousness can achieve. You're connecting with the deepest patterns of beauty and meaning that exist in the universe. You're experiencing a form of transcendence that reveals the profound mystery and infinite potential of consciousness itself. As our gentle exploration of musical free-song draws to its peaceful close, I want to take a moment to reflect on the remarkable journey we've shared together tonight. We've traveled from the basic mechanisms of sound processing to the deepest mysteries of human consciousness, and along the way, we've discovered something profound about the nature of beauty, meaning, and transcendent experience. Let me softly recap the key revelations we've uncovered. We began with the recognition that musical free-song is not just a simple physical response to sound, but evidence of your brain's extraordinary capacity for aesthetic appreciation. We discovered that people who experience musical chills have literally different brain structures, with enhanced connectivity between regions that process sound and emotion. We explored how your brain's prediction systems create the conditions for musical transcendence, celebrating beautiful violations of expectation with cascades of pleasure chemicals that create the physical sensation of chills. We saw how these same neural pathways connect musical experience to memory, emotion, and even spiritual awareness. We journeyed through the evolutionary history of musical free-song, discovering how this capacity might have helped our ancestors survive and thrive through enhanced social bonding and emotional communication. We witnessed the scientific revolution that revealed the complex neural networks involved in musical chills, and we glimpsed the cutting-edge research that's exploring connections between musical free-song and other forms of transcendent experience. Throughout this journey, we've seen how musical free-song reveals something fundamental about the nature of consciousness itself. Your ability to experience chills from music is evidence of your brain's remarkable capacity to find meaning and beauty in organized sound waves, to transform physical vibrations into experiences that feel sacred and transcendent. But now, as we near the end of our time together, I want to share with you the most profound revelation of all, the secret that I've been building toward throughout our entire journey. Are you ready to discover what musical free-song really reveals about human consciousness? Here's the truth that will transform how you understand your musical experiences forever. Musical free-song isn't just about music at all. It's your brain's way of recognizing transcendent beauty in any form. The same neural pathways that create chills from music also respond to visual art, literature, natural beauty, acts of human kindness, and even moments of profound truth or insight. Your musical goosebumps are actually evidence of your enhanced capacity for aesthetic and emotional experience across all domains of life. You don't just hear music differently than other people. You experience beauty itself more intensely. You have enhanced access to transcendent experiences that can transform ordinary moments into profound encounters with meaning and wonder. This is why musical freesong feels so significant, so meaningful, so connected to the deepest aspects of who you are. It's not just an interesting neurological phenomenon. It's a window into your soul's capacity for beauty and transcendence. Every time music gives you chills, you're experiencing a form of consciousness that connects you to the infinite mystery and beauty of existence itself. People who experience musical freesong are more likely to be moved to tears by acts of kindness, more likely to experience chills from natural beauty, more likely to have profound emotional responses to art, literature, and even mathematical or scientific insights. Your brain is literally wired for enhanced aesthetic and spiritual sensitivity. This revelation changes everything about how you can understand yourself and your place in the world. Your emotional responses to beauty aren't signs of oversensitivity or weakness. They're evidence of your brain's sophisticated capacity for meaning-making and transcendent experience. You're not just more emotionally reactive than other people. You're more capable of accessing the profound beauty and meaning that exists all around us. As these insights settle gently into your consciousness, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery. Wherever you are in the world right now, whatever time it is, I hope you'll carry this new understanding with you. Let it transform how you experience music, how you appreciate beauty, and how you understand your own remarkable consciousness. Take a moment to appreciate the extraordinary complexity of your own awareness. Your brain contains mysteries that science is only beginning to understand. Every time you experience musical freesong, you're witnessing one of consciousness's most beautiful achievements, the transformation of sound into meaning, of vibration into transcendence. As you drift off to sleep tonight, or continue with your day, remember that you are more wonderfully complex than you ever imagined. Your capacity for musical freesong is evidence of your brain's remarkable ability to find beauty and meaning in the patterns of existence. It's a gift that connects you to the deepest mysteries of consciousness and the infinite potential for transcendent experience. Feel free to let these discoveries settle into your mind like a gentle melody finding its way into your heart, and perhaps the next time music gives you goosebumps, you'll smile knowing the extraordinary symphony of consciousness that's playing out in your remarkable brain. Sweet dreams, and thank you for sharing this journey into the beautiful mystery of musical freesong. Until we meet again in another corner of scientific wonder, may your life be filled with music, beauty, and the transcendent experiences that make consciousness such a magnificent gift. The gentle mysteries of your musical mind await your continued exploration, and I have no doubt that your capacity for freesong will continue to reveal new depths of beauty and meaning throughout your life. Rest well, knowing that you carry within you one of the most beautiful secrets of human consciousness. Be a window into the brain mechanisms that create all transcendent experiences, perhaps the same neural pathways that generate chills from beautiful music also create feelings of awe when we contemplate the vastness of the universe, or feelings of love when we connect deeply with another person. But we're still so far from understanding these connections. The mystery deepens rather. then resolves with each new discovery. Every answer we find seems to reveal 3 new questions, each more profound than the last. What we do know is that musical freesong represents something extraordinary about human consciousness. It's evidence that our brains are capable of experiences that transcend ordinary sensory processing, that connect us to beauty and meaning in ways that we're only beginning to understand. The wonder of this mystery is that it's not just an abstract scientific puzzle. It's a mystery that some of you experience personally, intimately, every time music gives you chills. You carry this mystery within your own consciousness, and every musical freesong you experience is a reminder of how much we still have to discover about the miraculous nature of human awareness.